In the year 2090, memories are no longer sacred. They're a commodity bought and sold by a mega corporation called Neurotrade. First kisses, daring adventures, moments of pure joy, all available for a price. For those desperate enough to sell, it's a way to survive. For those desperate enough to buy, it's a chance to feel something new. Kyle was one of those buyers, a man in his 30s, a washed-up artist with a rugged face and a heart full of faded dreams. He sat in a neon-lit alley, his sketchpad blank, his creativity drained. He needed inspiration, something to pull him out of the darkness. So he bought a memory. It was cheap, too cheap, he'd later realize. As he plugged the neural device into the port behind his ear, he hoped for a spark. What he got was a nightmare. Kyle knew he couldn't face this alone. In a seedy underground bar, lit by flickering neon, he sought out Zara, a hacker in her 20s known for breaking into systems others couldn't touch. Her cybernetic tattoos glowed faintly as she worked on a holographic keyboard, her sharp eyes scanning code. Kyle approached her, his hands trembling, the weight of Mara's memory heavy in his mind. Zara listened as Kyle's story unfolded through his desperate gestures, his haunted expression. She understood immediately. This was a memory bleed, a rare and dangerous phenomenon. She pulled up a file on her screen. Mara Ellison, a whistleblower who had vanished years ago. Mara had claimed Neurotrade's AI was altering memories to manipulate society, controlling thoughts, shaping the world from the shadows. Zara's expression darkened as she realized the truth. If Mara's memory was in Kyle's head, he was a target. Neurotrade would stop at nothing to erase him, to protect their secret. She offered him a choice, run or fight. Kyle's resolve hardened. He wasn't the kind of man to run. Zara nodded, a smirk playing on her lips. They would break into a Neurotrade facility. They would extract the memory or die trying. The Neurotrade facility loomed like a fortress in the forest, its glass exterior reflecting the moonlight. Kyle and Zara moved through the shadows, their steps silent, their mission clear. Zara's device disabled a security drone, its red light fading to black. They slipped through a vent, emerging into a sterile white hallway lined with glowing memory pods, chambers where people surrendered their pasts. The air hummed with electricity as they entered a server room, the heart of Neurotrade's operation. Kyle plugged the neural device into a terminal, his hands shaking. The memory surged back, clearer now. Mara was there in that very room, her fingers flying over the terminal as she uploaded a file, Project Echo. Her whispered words echoed in Kyle's mind. Neurotrade was rewriting the memories of world leaders, controlling global decisions, shaping the future. She had died to expose it, her life snuffed out by the agents who hunted her. Kyle's heart pounded as the truth sank in. This was bigger than him, bigger than anything he'd ever faced. But the AI detected their presence. The room's lights turned red, a cold robotic voice announcing a lockdown. Holographic projections of Mara's memory materialized. Ghostly Neurotrade agents, their forms flickering as they attacked. Kyle stumbled, overwhelmed by the visions, while Zara fought them off with a stun baton, her movements fierce. They had to escape, but the file, Mara's truth, was still in Kyle's mind. Kyle and Zara ran through the facility, alarms blaring, their every step a fight for survival. The memory played on in Kyle's mind. Mara's final moments, her desperate act of defiance. She had encrypted the file, embedding it in her memory, knowing someone like Kyle might one day find it. He wasn't just a buyer, he was a carrier of her legacy. A man doesn't walk away from that kind of responsibility. At the exit, a real Neurotrade agent blocked their path, a neural disruptor in hand. Zara tackled the agent, her strength giving Kyle the chance to escape. Outside, under the cover of night, Kyle used Zara's device to upload the file to the dark web. His hands shook, but his resolve was iron. Project Echo was out. The world would know Neurotrade's crimes. Mara's sacrifice would not be in vain. In a distant boardroom, a Neurotrade executive watched the file spread online. His fist slamming the table in rage, he issued a single command: find him. Kyle's fight was far from over. Kyle sat in a dark hideout, sketching Mara's face from memory. Her image burned into his soul. Zara joined him, her wounds bandaged, her holographic screen showing the world reacting to Project Echo. Neurotrade wouldn't stop until they erased him, but Kyle wouldn't stop either. Not until the truth was fully exposed. A man like him, once broken, had found a purpose. But what would you do with a memory like this? One that could change the world, one that could destroy you. If you want to see what happens next, subscribe and ring the bell. Leave a comment. What would you do if you bought a memory that held the key to everything? Kyle's story is just beginning.